Wait. Hold on here. Is this the barbershop? Is this the barbershop?
Yes, shop.
This is the barbershop. This ain't nothing but healthy conversation. It ain't nobody's. Healthy conversation. It ain't nobody's. Yo, what up? It's your boy, world class. I'm the barber.
And I'm the artist.
And we live today.
Yes, it is.
Barbershop talk.
On a Monday. What's going
Y'all
on?
know what it is. What's up, good people?
This is Barbershop talk. The barber and the artiste at it again on a Monday.
Mm-hmm.
How was your weekend, brother? You had some pretty good stuff that happened this weekend.
Oh man, you know, I'm gonna tap into it a little bit, but shout out to my baby girl. She graduated with her master's this weekend, and you know, I'm proud of you, baby. I'm proud of you. Daddy's little girl, y'all seen her crying and stuff, making the faces, you know. But yeah, that's my baby, man. I'm real proud of her, man. She been going through it for the last couple of years, man. And you can, you know, I could tell, you know, she was going through a few things where, you know, just things wasn't going her way, but right. She made it through. She understands the struggle, you know, of being successful in anything, because it doesn't matter what you're doing.
Right.
It's being successful in going through the struggle. The struggle is in school. The struggle is in the streets. The struggle is everywhere. You know, life is a struggle. Brother. You know, so yeah. You know, if you're listening, baby, Daddy is proud of you. I love you. Congratulations again, 1,000 times. But yeah, man, it is what it is. Today though, we talking about standards. Standards. You know, what is it? Say it for me.
Are they obtainable?
Are your standards obtainable? Are your standards obtainable?
Bro,
you know, standards. Now, standards. Your standards, whatever your standards is, whatever you feel you want to read, like standards could be reach for the moon, you know. Yeah. But that, you know how they'll say reach for the moon, and if you miss, you'll be amongst the stars. You know, that I think that's trash. I think that's
I'm not gonna say it's trash. It's, to me, that when they say stuff like that, is when we were kids. You know what I'm saying? That those type of.
But you know,
when somebody gives you those type of, when they use it metaphorically or whatever,
right.
And they say, you know, shoot for the stars, and reach for the moon, and hang on to a star, that type of stuff.
Yeah. What you're doing is you're giving the person a plan B. You know, if plan A is plan A and you're reaching for plan A, you're not a plan B. I'm sorry, it's not giving them a plan B. It's giving them another option. So to hang amongst the stars, I don't want to hang amongst the stars. I want the moon. So don't give me a plan B or another. I lost the word just that quick when I said it wasn't a plan B. But you give people these other options, you know, to make them satisfied. Well, if I don't make it to the moon, at least I get to hang with the stars.
Yeah, that at least
you know,
part. There
yeah,
you go.
At least I get to hang with the stars. You know, and don't nobody want to hang out with you corny ass people. You know, I mean, we already see what the stars do. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
yeah.
We already know what the
Don't
stars do.
let that, not the, hopefully not that star.
Yeah,
We
not,
talking twinkle twinkle. We
twinkle, twinkle.
talking
Yeah.
stars. Bro, I
But
had a, go ahead.
what up, Pat? What up? What up?
I see
What up,
everybody
everybody?
checking in. Helena. I see Nikki in the building.
Yeah. But yeah,
Rashonda in the building.
I think,
What up,
yeah, I
family?
think that if you set a standard, if you set a goal, that should be your goal, and that should be what you go for. You
Yeah.
know. Now I do understand that people uh, set goals too far. That's unattainable.
You know what?
You know.
While we own it, let's just be honest. There's nothing wrong with having a standard.
No, it's
First of all,
not.
in life, and before we just start talking about personal standards and how they affect others, I think everybody in life is setting a standard for yourself. Setting a standard for yourself is nothing more than you just it's a pep rally internally.
Right,
You
right,
dig what
right,
I'm saying?
right, right.
You know, I want this. I want to be able to have this. I see myself here. You know what I'm saying? So when you start setting these standards, and we talking about them being obtainable, you know what I'm saying? At least for you personally, set them to where you can reach them.
Right, right.
Now, we're not talking about when you start actually sitting down with a person, whether it's male, female, you're in a relationship or married or whatever. We're not talking about that right now. We're just talking about actually having a obtainable standard. And I think a lot of times, like I said, it's really just an internal pep rally. It's a booster for yourself to say
Yeah.
where I want to be
And
in 2 years. This
that's
is the
cool.
type of life I want to live. I think you should. There's nothing wrong with having a standard.
It's nothing wrong with having a standard, but don't. How about this? Don't set the standard too high that you'll be uh, uh, unhappy if you don't make it.
Oh, disappoint yourself.
Yeah,
almost,
disappoint yourself. Because that's what people do, and then they get down on themselves. If you set a short standard,
Yeah,
you have this. Everybody has the 99.9% standard. 100% is perfect. Nobody's perfect. Let's keep it at 99. Let's keep it at 80.
Yeah,
We're gonna
give
keep it at
yourself
80.
some wiggle room to
Give-
grow.
yeah. So we gonna keep it at 80. Everybody has the 80%
Right.
standard.
Mm.
But they shoot for 80 out the gate,
Yeah.
and then they don't go for the they miss all of the middle steps.
It's a prime example. It's like if you tell yourself, I'm gonna go on a diet Monday
Right.
or today. You said Friday. This will be the last time I'm eating this. Yeah. Come Monday, and if you haven't really set yourself up to even gave yourself like a little pre-diet or like going to the gym, you on the elliptical or you lifting weights, you haven't even conditioned yourself to see what it is that you can,
Right.
what's obtainable.
Right. Right.
To even get at a point to where you can go hard like that.
Right.
Now because everybody knows if you ain't lifted weights in a long time, you try to go out there and hit that 200, man, your arms be tight.
Tight. Yeah.
You just have to start conditioning yourself at a smaller pace until you get there.
Yeah.
But when we talk about standard, man, listen. Before we get into this, bro, it's heavy on my mind. I got to get it off, bro.
Uh-oh.
So
Pause. Put a pin in that, y'all. Put a pin
put
in
a
that
pin
part.
in standards because we're
Standards,
coming right
'cause we're
back
coming
to
right
that.
back to standards.
So this weekend I had the liberty of your nephew had a surprise birthday party for his girlfriend, and had a surprise gathering for his girlfriend, and he invited me and he told me where it was gonna be. Now
Right.
for the sake of not putting it out there, I won't say where the place was. It was from the website. It looked upscale, so I see where his mind was going.
Right.
He had never been there before, so Rashada, for him, I give him points for trying to do something different. So I said, okay, I ain't never been to the spot. Let me check the website out. I went on the website because I wanted to see what the dress code was. I went on the website. The dress code was basically saying we talking old school buttons, that type of style. Hard
Right.
bottoms, blazers, give it to him.
Right.
So I'm like, all right, I got it. Let's do it. I looked at the menu. I seen lamb chops and lobster bisque, and I'm like, oh.
Oh.
So yeah, you see how you looking? I was like, oh, okay.
All right. All right.
We doing
You're
it.
doing something here.
So I step
Doing
out,
something
you
here.
know. So I step out, get dressed, and head to the joint. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking I'm extra with it tonight.
Right.
I got clean for the machine. You know
Right.
what I mean? You know what I'm saying? I'm out there, then you know, then got Lexi on my arm. I'm out there, you know, okay. She coming out with the after 5 with the red pumps. I'm like, brother, we step in the joint. As we walking in, I'm seeing Air Forces and 4XTs. I'm like, wait a minute. I'm really in daddy mode right now because this don't look like what they said it was going to be. So everybody knows now these little places like that. When there's hookahs on the table and the DJ in the corner loud as I'll get out, yeah, it's about to be a straight nigga fest.
Yeah.
It's about to be the inkwell. Yeah. So go in there, bro. And I'm telling the story, y'all. Y'all know I'm comical. So I'm painting the picture. Y'all walk in this place with me. So we sit down, we waiting on them to come. Finally they come. And it's like, Rashad like, but they young, so it was kind of they lame. Mm-hmm. I felt so out of place, dude. I really felt like somebody's dad up in there. Like I really felt like Cliff Huxtable trying to go honestly, see the Wretched with Vanessa. I was really
honestly, you was somebody's dad.
I mean, I felt like real.
You felt real OG-ish.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody call you pops in there.
I felt real L7 up in there, dog. Like I had no business dressed the way I was dressed to be up in here. I'm like, they got the gold chains hanging down to their nuts and baseball caps turned back. DJ playing all of their favorite ratchet tunes. I'm like, he back there loud. Yeah, we up in here tonight. And I'm like, oh my God. So here's my thing, bro. Now I know your favorite word is fat.
Fat.
I'm not gonna say fat.
You said it already.
But I have
said it already.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna say.
Well, ride it. You said it already.
But I was plus size, man. Look, and Lexi can vouch for me. I ain't the only one that felt this way, so he can't say it was a man body shaming because a lot of the stuff she caught before I did, and it's like I don't understand, brother. It seems like the plus size sisters that on the ratchet side are the loudest ones in the room. I'm talking about what the thing to be noticed. I guess that's a complex because you know what I'm saying? Because you're big.
Yeah.
So you have to be the standout.
Yeah.
But sometimes you gotta. I mean, especially in the situations we seen where they look like busted can of biscuits. They was built like Danny DeVito when he was the Penguin on Batman. I'm like, dude, it was just. I mean, one chick was. Yeah. You got the visual. One chick was throwing her hands in the air. She had sweat rings the size of donuts underneath that shit, bro. And none of people was even telling them. So I'm like, yo,
nobody was saying nothing.
Nobody was saying nothing. I was just like, come on, sis, we got to do better. I blame Lizzo for all of these shenanigans, but it's like, dude, it was just not a good look, and it was just loud, bro. Like every table, if somebody was loud in there, it was the plus size.
They say the loudest ones is the weakest ones.
It's a complex, bro, I think.
Yeah, the loudest one in the room is the weakest one in the room. So when you say that, you know, that the esteem of people causes them to do things for validation or attention. You know, if you know you fine and you just got on what you got on and you know and you are fine. You are fine. But these people don't know. A lot of these people don't know they not fine. They actually think
Why would you risk that though? Like, why would you even come out like that? First of all,
hey.
I mean, hey, look, wait. Now, hold on. Don't get me wrong. I understand confidence, but even in the realm of confidence, there's a gate, bro.
Yeah.
You know, hey, I'm gonna walk it right here. Look, I know my waist size. I'm rocking the Homer Simpson, dog. I'm not trying to sexy it out. I'm not finna squeeze my big behind in no Abercrombie and Fitch. That's not built for my body. You'll probably see my heart beating through the shirt.
They don't even make Abercrombie and Fitch for my
us,
size.
Yeah, for our size. You know, that's that Euro look.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of big guys, fat dudes, that will try to squeeze themselves in some little bitty shit. You know how you grab
I see it all the time.
You know how you grab a toothpaste and you squeeze it from the bottom and it just be that. Yeah, bro. Take them skinny jeans off, brother. You looking like
I see it all the time. I see it. I
I'm
see it.
like, wow, I just didn't understand that. Like, it was very, very obvious. Like, even Lexi was like, she just needs to sit down. This is embarrassing.
Yeah.
And this is coming from another woman, so
Yeah.
it wasn't like it was a guy that was just like, oh, you fat, sit down.
Body
Like,
shape.
no, it's like,
Sit your big.
see here, had you been there, I already know what you would have said. Exactly what your mouth was trying to mumble just now.
Sit your further.
See, there, that's it. And see,
it's good. Now I want to. Excuse me, sweetheart. Hey, excuse me. Sit down.
and I mean, I like,
Sit down. You got to say it nice one time. I got to say it nice one time.
she would not let it go, man. And then it was really like, I seen a couple people in there. That was a couple of couples that was trying to enjoy their little date night. First of all, the DJ was screaming loud, and she was extra, and they always wearing some kind of animal print, brother.
Right.
It was a leopard or a cheetah or something. Like they walking around giving us a damn trailer to Jumanji 3 and shit.
Why does this is a joke, but why do people always wear leopard print or
animal?
why don't they wear cow or elephant
Brother,
or rhino? I mean,
or what?
Rhino.
Brother, why would they wear that?
I mean, if you gonna represent,
They don't think they that.
if
Shut up, man.
I said it was a joke. I just said it was a joke. I'm just saying, if you gonna represent an animal, represent the animal
That fits your criteria.
There you go.
Man, look, I'm too through. Well, all right, something a leopard print, from the leopard print pants, shirt to the shoes. I was just like, man, I think I'm like.
Yeah, you can wear. Hey, Fish said, can you wear a string?
Nah,
yeah, you go right ahead, Fish. I'm gonna talk about you. I'm just letting you know.
Your blood pressure gonna be sky high, Fish. Get up.
If I see you with some skinny jeans on, I'm gonna talk about you.
His wife ain't gonna let that happen.
No, heck no.
Kay ain't gonna let that happen. She gonna make sure that he dapper before he walks out the door.
All the time.
There's nobody there to hold these people accountable, and I just felt like that was real weird, man. That it's always the plus size ones that are not that don't have any class that are out there. I mean, like, dude, I was just like, sit down. You got the sweat rings under your shirt, and you waving your hands from side to side. I'm like,
that goes.
Well,
you better not. She said you better not.
See, where's the standard? Okay,
that goes with standards.
So
the standards here are standards. And I just made a joke out of it, but I'm serious. I was serious. It was a serious joke. The standards are present yourself as you are, not as what you're not. So I'm gonna say it that way.
Okay.
So if you just listen to the joke I just said, if you big like an elephant, wear elephant skin.
Lord help us all. Ouch.
Hey, look, I mean, that's just. I mean, the standards is the standards, man. I mean, everybody. I know we all do what we do, man, and we wear what we wear. But I never put stuff on that I don't look good in.
And see, there you go. Now we talking about standard, right?
Right.
When you hold yourself up to a certain standard,
Mm-hmm.
at that point, people will know how to address you.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
At that point, it's like, okay, if they constantly see you one way and doing this is how they will address you. This is how they will approach you.
Yeah.
According to, sometimes it's visual. Your standard. Okay, this is stand-up dude. This is stand-up chick. She's classy. Every time she sees it, she's in pocket.
Right.
Or if you dress like that, and you want to be out here talking about I'm a model.
Yeah.
First of all, man, you got to show. I'm sick of that plus size model stuff. If you just legitimately got a selfie stick and you just taking pictures sprawled over your bed, that's not. I mean, you can show me some ads you've ran a couple of times.
Yeah.
That's like you, bro. You can't say you're a barber and I ain't seen you cutting their head.
But that's that thing. That's that thing where people say things that's but they call themselves something that they're not. It's like
I see some ads, man. Leave the plus size model thing alone, though.
Yeah, I mean, if you're
using a selfie stick sprawled out across your bed with your legs gapped open or whatever, and your little chest out, that's for social media thirsty dudes. We all know what that's for.
But if you're not getting paid And like you said, if you're not in the magazine,
No
because
ads for it.
Instagram model don't count.
Yeah, that
You
we
know what
already
I'm
know
saying?
what that's for. Those are thirst traps,
Yeah.
dog.
But
You
but
literally
you,
you doing
everybody
that for
want to
attention.
call themselves a model. It's no different than everybody calling themselves a rapper. It's no different than everybody calling themselves. See, nobody calls themselves world class. I didn't even give myself that name. Somebody gave me that name. I didn't wake up one morning and say I'm gonna be world class. Somebody called me world class, and it stuck. I rolled with it. You know what I'm saying? But it is them things, man. People give themselves titles, and they don't live
Up to the standard.
up to the standard. You know, so if being a model is unattainable for some people,
Take that
but
tag
they
off of that,
take that tag off of it.
and just be you as an individual.
What?
Because you'll want somebody to respect you as such,
Right.
and that's where we go into your standards when you're, I guess, seeking a mate or anything of that
Right.
nature. When you're starting to tell people these are my standards, this is what I'm looking for. Da
Right.
da 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 da. You got to make sure that at some point in the game, brother, that if y'all do cross paths like that, that it can be evenly matched.
Right. Right.
A
right,
woman
right.
has no business saying her standards for a man is a guy that is about his business. He's working. He's a provider. He's that. But you don't know how to cook. You don't know how to clean. You don't know how to do none of the above. So your expectations of him are way up here, but yours are way down here. Like
what you do for yourself is way down here.
yeah, you can't have them type of standard. You cannot have those type of standards for somebody if you can't match it. Or you set them up too high. I understand it, being a dreamer. That's okay.
Yeah.
Because we all want
But
to.
you gotta go through the steps of being a dreamer. You can, whatever your dream is, understand that there's steps to get to the dream. You just don't go to the dream. You know, when you have a desire to do something, it's no different than you know. I've said this before about you know, my journey to where I am. I had to go through the steps. I just didn't wake up and get to 11 years in business. You know what I'm saying? I had to go through the steps.
So
you got to.
Let me ask you a question. So going through those steps, right, to get to where you are in this game, the standards change through each step, though, right?
Yeah.
Like at this low level, you couldn't say what you wanted.
The end goal is
what the expectation was because you was just right there.
Yeah, the end goal is to be successful.
Right.
Yeah, but there's successful. You're not successful just because you're in business. You're successful because you maintain business.
And you went through.
And you go through and you grow in business.
Right.
So you don't. Success is not staying stagnant and plateau your business, because at a time your business will plateau. My business has plateaued.
Oh yeah, sometimes stay in the plane.
It's stay in the plane. So I have to do something to bring this thing, get this thing out of the plateau. So you know you gotta what up, Steve? You gotta be able to set a standard for growth. And so my standard was my simple standard for my business was to do better than I did last year. It's better. That's actually my New Year's resolution every year. Do better than I did last year. So, see, because I ain't gonna put nothing on myself that I can't handle. Nor is God.
And with that, you'll disappoint yourself every time when you make these outlandish and non-obtainable standards.
Right.
And with that, everybody in life should say, hey, look, I was here. Nobody likes, if you're in a position in life where it's just stagnant, you ain't gonna like that, bro. Because a lot of times with that, you get uncomfortable.
Right.
You piss yourself off. You can't change what's going on at the moment. So you're in the thick of it at that point. So it's like you said, having these obtainable goals, it's like, dang, I got to get out of this situation. So you have to start kind of setting. Now, I understand getting sidetracked in life. Hell, it's happened to me within the last year. Just kind of having a fog of what happened. Why did this happen? Why am I here at this point?
Right.
And then your mind will get cloudy, and it will cause you to kind of just halt for a second.
Right.
Because you're caught up in emotion. You're not thinking rational. But that doesn't mean that the goals and the standards that you have for yourself are
Right.
no longer
No longer.
existing.
Right.
They just at a halt right now.
Right.
So once you pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and you get yourself back in the game, that's when you start setting some standards, setting goals and standards. I think they're one and the same
Yeah.
because you're trying to reach something.
Yeah. Goals and standards are
or
the same thing.
One and the same.
They're one and the same. You have to be mindful that there's even in your goals there's obstacles.
Mm-hmm.
There's things that you have to do to obtain something simple, and it just happened.
Right.
So I'm sitting there smoking this cigar, and everybody, I know y'all saw how big the ash was on it, but I was sitting here and I was like, okay, I'm gonna try to hold this cigar and try to hold it straight so I can get the ash, see how long I can get the ash.
Uh-huh.
You know, but I didn't know that I was gonna move a certain way and the ash was gonna fall off. See, you don't know what's coming. You don't know what's coming. You just set a goal, but you have to be able to make it through the goal. So even though the ash fell off,
still smoke that.
I still can smoke this
cigar. You got a little time left.
Right. I
You
still
know
got
what I'm saying? You
yeah.
got a little time
Yeah,
left.
you know, so I mean it's just that simple. When people put themselves in a position, my son, Kadeem, my oldest son, he sets these standards for, he said, outlandish standards. Outlandish standards. And
How
I
old
said,
is he?
He's 30, he's 30, Dorian's 35, so he's 34.
Oh.
36, Dorian's 36, so he's 34. So you set these standards for yourself, and then you be pissed off that you can't do it. But then what you do, so you don't get pissed off, is you start doing stupid stuff. And because you really want to make this stuff happen, and I did it too. But you start doing stupid stuff in your life, and then the goal is further off because now you done made a wrong turn, and now you got to do this. You got to go sit down for a while. You got to do, and I did it too. So and a lot of people have done it. If you stay the course and keep your mind set on what you're doing, then you won't have to go through the trauma. This and this also goes back to keeping the pebble in your mouth. You know what I'm saying? Stop telling people what you're doing. See, because when your goal is your goal, what is for you is what's for you. What God has for you is for you.
Facts.
So you go through a point where you want to obtain some things, and you get to tell him, hey man, I'm trying to do this, I want to do this, let's do this, let's do this, let's do this. And then some other joker, he see the dream too, but he just like you. He in the dirt like you.
Yeah.
So now y'all get to doing stupid stuff, and the obstacle becomes greater.
Yeah.
And we'll call, I like to use this because the elephant in the room is that obstacle that you know you can't move the elephant out the way. Well, at least you can't push him out the way.
The one thing you said just now that really makes sense of it all is when you talk about obtaining a standard. You said Kadeem makes outlandish.
Yeah.
So sometimes outlandish to me means not within your means, knowing damn well you can't even get it off the ground to even start it.
Yep.
Like where did you? I don't know. I just think it's their generation because sometimes Rashad does it, but like it's like I think they see the vision. You got to give them kudos for being visionaries.
Yeah.
They see it.
Yeah.
They have $1 million dreams and gonna put 5 cent effort into making them shake. And it's like when you say outlandish, it's like, bro, ain't no way in hell you're gonna open this beauty supply, rib shack, car wash, detail shop, rim shop, all in one next month. So
you do the one that you do best.
Right, but that's what they say. That's the kind of when you say outlandish, that's what they talk about. Well, I was thinking about opening up this da 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 da. You like, come on, bro. That's not even realistic.
That ain't even realistic.
Time.
Yeah.
But like I said, you can't knock them for being visionaries.
Yeah, we got to have more than one stream of income. Well, you ain't
I,
got the
and I
first
get
one.
that.
You ain't got the first one yet.
But that's what we're talking about, a standard. Like,
Right.
you have to set something enough. What is what is the end game?
Yeah.
First of all, that's the thing. Before you even set the standard for your life, what is the ultimate end game?
The end game is to be successful.
Not because sometimes the standard ain't success.
Well,
Sometimes the standard might be something personal to you,
well,
to hold up, to be this type of guy, to be this
right.
type of woman. So
Well,
the end game ain't gonna always be success.
Well, the standard is always success. It is success is
Not if it's personal.
no, because you're successful in doing whatever it is. Whatever it is,
You might have been
successful.
an asshole by nature all your life.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm saying. It's not gonna always, well, because that is a form of success. You succeeded.
You succeeded
there
in
you
not
go.
being an asshole. That's what I'm saying. This is always success. It's always success. If you want to change your life, and if you want to change the way you eat,
Right.
and you set a goal, and say your goal is not to eat potatoes no more, and you stop eating potatoes, you have succeeded in not eating potatoes.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
I guess what I'm trying to say.
But
I understand what you're
consistent success.
Success in a sense of obtaining some wealth or something to have where you're comfortable in life.
Right.
But I mean, sometimes a person, you see these snooty booties, dudes and women. It ain't just women. It's some guys out here that have these outlandish ass standards that they want some woman to humble themselves down to. And bro, I mean, you know, we keep it 100 on here. We can't just attack the women. We gotta keep it a buck with the brothers too. If you know that you're not husband material, if you know that you're the type of dude who doesn't make rational decisions financially, if you know that you have no type of parenting skills,
Right.
don't be out here trying to tell this sister, I want a family, I want to be married, and da 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 da. If you have no leadership skills, you're just gonna get ran over, and you have no business trying to tell that woman, hey, look, if she approach you and ask you, you know, what are you like,
Right.
and then you got this jacket on of these high ass standards, and you're a ramen noodle nigga, like you just can't really be having nobody. You can't have. You can't afford to have these expectations of people because you want them to limit themselves to your
Right.
What did you say? Outlandish
yeah.
standards.
Yeah.
And you ain't even putting no forth an effort in being none of the stuff that you preaching that you are. Come on, bro. Let's just keep it a buck. We know men and women who will sit down in this place, sit down where we at, and sit up here and tell you, yeah, Jeff, I got this. That one dude. That would come in here and had the Bugatti or whatever that was, and couldn't even pay he had the lowest fee in here for his
service,
for his little monthly fee.
Yeah.
And was ducking and dodging you to pay that. But you was in there talking this big money, cash money stuff.
Yeah, you can't.
But you want somebody, you want to be in the circle of those who are up there, and they hold that standard.
Yeah.
You can look at their life and tell, like, hey, this is where I'm at. This is what I'm doing. This is me. And then you get in there and you try to hang with the in crowd, and you ain't half of that.
Yeah.
You know, these brothers need to stop that. I think that's kind of where
we're going. Karen.
What Kay say?
Yeah.
I know she preaching.
Yeah. She said, stop lumping your standards with folks that even have the same dreams as you. Yeah, you can't. And you and even on the same journey and path. That's men and women. So yeah, you can't. Just because we walk in the same direction, don't mean we go in the same place.
Look, everybody can't be Sha'Carri Richardson and look over at the person and still beat them.
Yeah.
Some of us gonna look over there and get burnt.
Yeah.
Because you done took your eyes off the finish line.
Yep.
And you done slowed down.
Yep.
There's a level of confidence in yourself that you have to know, I'm there already.
Mm-hmm.
Checker flag, I'm in that thing. And that's such an iconic video and picture of her looking over at her competition, because she already knew the end game. She already knew, hey,
right,
y'all gone. I won already.
Yeah.
So, but everybody, like Kay said, like you can't be on the same path with the same people like
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
because
because we
everybody can't look over there. Everybody doesn't have that mentality of tunnel vision.
right.
So the moment you take your eye out for a split second, you done lost already.
And you got to understand. You got to understand in life, and I say this all the time. This podcast might not last forever.
Of course.
Frey might go off and do his own podcast. I might go off and do my own podcast.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll still remain friends.
That
But
has nothing to do. That has nothing to do with the end game.
That has nothing to do with the end game. The end game was that we did this, and we were successful, and we walked our walk. We gave our messages. We did this thing, and it's time to move forward to the next thing.
It would be absurd for me to be upset for you to say one day, bro, it's time to close shop. I'm fixing to go do this.
Yeah.
It would be very
But that's because we understand
yeah.
life and how God works.
I saw a podcast. I mentioned this I think a couple of shows ago. I saw a podcast that was a duo, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I heard one of the cats say, if you want us, if you want to deal with us,
right?
I ain't going unless
right
he going.
Right.
That's bro. We got two different voices.
Exactly.
We have two different audiences.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
if somebody
we had that conversation before.
Yeah. So if somebody calls you and says, "Hey, I was watching the Barbershop Talk podcast, and hey Jeff, I really like the message that you was relaying to the people. Hey, can you come speak at this engagement?" You're not finna sit up here and say, "Well, what about Frey? I can't go. I'm not gonna do it in my partner." Yeah. No, that's not how that works.
No, I'm gonna call you and tell you, and hey, I want you to come out.
Even if I don't pop out, that was something designed for you.
Right.
It wasn't meant for me to even go.
Yeah.
You don't even have to mention the fact that I represent. You know what? And a lot of people don't know about him, but I'll just say it. That's like Hot Boy Turk, of the Hot Boys.
Okay, yeah.
Man, a long time ago when Cash Money was taking over for the 99 and 2000, he was a part of that group. Here we are, 2024, and he still has Hot Boy Turk of the Hot Boys still. It's like you have to let that go, man. Everybody's moved on to something else, so you're not gonna always have.
But that's all he had to hold on to.
Yeah, barbershop talk attached to every. If every time I talk to you, you gotta talk about barbershop talk. We doing this barbershop. I'm like, man, what else do you have outside of that entity? You gotta have something else working for yourself personally, in order to thrive, and that's what we're talking about, bro.
You gotta. It's levels. When you hear people say it's levels to this shit.
It's levels to
this. It is
it
levels. It
really is true.
It is levels to life, and you start in a place in like fish. Yeah, fish. And you want to be big, and little got you in the choke in the headlock. And that's my post today.
Full Nelson.
My post today. The little people always want to bring you back down. It's impossible for me to be 5'2". It's impossible for me to be 4'8". On my knees, I can't be 4'8". It's impossible for me to be. It's impossible for me to be anything little. In life, mentally, physically, and spiritually, it is impossible. I've done my little due time already.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And people, when they realize that my post said, you know, when haters look up and realize that they can't be you, they want to make you them. They want to pull you down and make you them.
Yeah, that's that crab in the bucket.
That peon stuff, you know. And so I understand who I am. I need for everybody to understand who they are.
Sometimes when you deal with them type of cats like that, they don't have no standards at all.
There you go, because that same person.
There are some people that don't have standards at all, and you know what? They become doormats.
That same person told me.
People just walk all over them.
All over. That same person that I'm referring to in that post in this conversation, we was talking, and he said, "It's more to life than being real." That's what you know what my response was?
What?
I'm getting off the phone with you, dog. That's peon talk.
It's more
It's,
to life than being
it's
real.
more to life than being real. It's making. I mean,
I mean,
golly,
in
what
in
what
in
what do
in,
you want me to do?
in his defense, I'm not rolling with it, but in his defense, it just seems like today that fake is the new real.
Right, exactly.
So I guess he's caught up in what is
What's
right
fake?
now.
He's caught into
And,
what's fake.
and it's sad because if you are real nowadays, you are deemed a hater.
Mm-hmm.
You are deemed a hater for being real.
Yeah.
I don't understand that mindset. I don't understand that logic.
I'll
I've
accept
stopped.
it. I'll accept it.
But it's like anytime somebody comes with some hogwash, I made a post the other day about that too. It's like, when we put on these airs and we put on these fronts for social media and we dress up nice and we want to be amongst the stars and pulling up in these fixed, these, it's all fugazi, man. And you're really doing the youth a disservice
Yeah.
if you really want them to be on the right track, because you're not real. They need to. I was saying, I know what it was. I was saying it was like at some point the real you has to stand up and has to come out. Every day isn't always peaches and cream, lobster dinners,
Right.
being amongst the who's who. Some days we go in our dark corners and we cry.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody in life is going through something, my guy.
Right.
Like,
right.
and it ain't easy. Whether you're dealing with weight loss, whether you're dealing with something internal, whether you're dealing with family members, whether you're dealing with the ills of your job,
Right.
whether you're dealing with the ills of being a businessman trying to keep this thing afloat. Somebody's going through something. You can't just smile every day on Facebook like your life is that.
No.
You are doing yourself a disservice
Yeah.
living the lie.
Exactly.
So for dude to sit up there and say, it's got to be something more. What do you say?
He said it's more to life
It's
than
more to
being
life
real.
than being real.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even want to hold a conversation with somebody. That's a
Yeah.
dangerous person.
Yeah.
Matter of
He-
fact,
I
he ain't
mean,
gonna
he-
do nothing but sell you a bunch of lies when you're talking to him.
You know,
And I don't even need that, bro. I'm like, bro,
Yeah.
look, I don't need to.
and for people, especially for people that really don't know who you are, and so, I ended the conversation, but the standards, my
You said
standards,
hold on. You said when a person don't know who you are.
when a person don't know who you are, and they don't understand who you are.
Mhm.
They look at you and they think they know who you are by looking at you, but they don't hang around you. See, the only way you get to have a real conversation, a real relationship with God is you got to hang around Him.
True. And true.
The only way you gonna hear from God is you got to hang around Him. The only way you gonna know who He is, know how He responds, know how He moves, know if it's Him talking to you. You got to hang around Him, and that's in life,
brother. And if that ain't the realest thing you said today,
yeah.
And a lot of people, that's when you said a lot of people don't know Him.
Yeah.
It's a lot of people that don't know themselves.
That don't know themselves.
Back to standards.
And they hang around themselves all day.
Yeah, that's back to standards. You don't even know what you want in life. You don't even know what you want for yourself to even have a standard.
Mm-hmm.
So you look at everybody's life around you and you see this person has this. Hey, that's his walk.
Mm-hmm.
This person has this. That's their walk. Oh, this person always down in the dumps. Well, they're going to get out of it one time once they come to the realization that they are greater than this.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it takes for you to have to go into a quiet room, really look in the mirror.
Yep.
But it all starts with a conversation with God. It does, brother.
Yeah.
You have to have a personal relationship
With God
yourself.
And the only way you gonna get the relationship with God is to know yourself. You got to know yourself.
Be real with yourself.
You got to be real with yourself. So
because you can't
if
be
you
fake with God.
can't be fake with yourself. Well, yeah, you can. People are fake with themselves.
Yeah.
People are fake with themselves, but you can't be fake with yourself and have a real relationship with God.
Oh no, He knows you already.
Yeah, He already know you. Like, man,
you
cut it
sit
down,
there, man. Look,
Stop it.
yeah, come on, dude.
Stop it, man.
Man,
If
we've
he
been
ain't-
in there preaching in a minute, brother.
Yeah.
But that's serious stuff, man. The people that don't know themselves don't have a standard. That's why so many men out here that's just lost don't have a direction.
Yeah.
That's why so many sisters out here who choosing the wrong mate. They don't have no standard. They just want to be loved. I just want somebody to love me. sis, you gotta love yourself 1st. You
Mm-hmm.
gotta have some. You gotta set some ground rules. You gotta have some standards. It's gotta be something about you that you can stand with your chest out and say, hey, don't
Yeah.
come to me like that.
Yeah.
From the gate, I
Mm-hmm.
ain't for it. I don't want it. I ain't in it. End of story.
I always tell people, that you think you this or you think you that, or the people that have them issues, people that have issues with Jeff. My new thing for probably about the last 10 years, I'm not the guy you want to talk to about that.
You
need
have
to
to
talk.
learn how to
Yeah,
do that.
just talk to God. You got to talk to God. God made me like this. If you don't like me, don't get mad at me. Get mad at God.
That's not even with a person that don't like you. I remember I told you this several times, and you know this about me, bro. I don't like. I mean, some people just like to hear the sound of their voice.
Yeah, yeah,
If I don't got the answer, bro, don't ask me.
yeah,
And that's probably one I don't know, man. Don't ask me.
yeah. But it's
That turtle told Shorty. That turtle told the little young dude. He was like, "Hey, Mr. Turtle, yo, how many licks?" He's like, "Yo, I ain't never made it through life without biting." Had to go
right.
ask the owl. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, he knew his place.
Right.
He's like, "Yo,
Yeah.
I
I'm
don't
a
know
bite it.
nothing about that."
Yeah.
You know,
I'm a
go
bite
holler
it,
at
bro.
somebody who do.
Right.
And in life, that's what you have to do. You have to stop inserting yourself in situations when you don't know what the hell you're talking about
Right.
either.
Right.
Because you're going to lead somebody down a path of destruction because they done came and asked you and you didn't know what the hell you was talking about.
Right.
Just shut up and pass them on to the next
Right.
Guide them to somebody who can get them the answer to what they looking for because
Right.
it ain't you.
Exactly. I just in standards, when we talking about standards though, the standard, you have to keep your standards at a pace. You have a huge standard. You have one big standard, but you got to have little standards as well.
You got to be able to bend.
You got to be able to bend. Well, it's not bending. It's making the steps, because you in your head you got to practice getting, being successful. You have to practice being successful. You don't just wake up one morning and automatically successful. You got to practice being successful. So when you sit down, like I'm working on my new website,
Mm-hmm.
and I know I'm going to be successful, but it's different because I'm working with a different platform. So I put a couple of hours in every day on the website, and I'm successful at conditioning myself to continue to do this because I have to do it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's a part of being successful is completing the task.
Right.
You can't, if you give up, if you walk away and say, you know what, I can't do this, I'm not doing this no more. Now, that's okay sometimes, because that's why there's other people out here in the world that can build websites. So if I say, you know what, this is out of my league. I've gotten there before, and
Right.
there's certain things that, I mean, all of the things that I do around here, I've gotten to where I say, you know what, I was building my app, and I said, God, I can't do this. I got to a certain point. I said, I don't know what else to do right here. And,
At least you knew the call on it.
And I said, Lord, I can't do this. I need for you to send somebody. And He sent somebody. It was clear as day. The dude came in, Fred, the opera singer, Fred, brought one of his partners, business that he worked with.
That was the guy that was in there last Monday.
No. This was a while back. So I had completed my app, but I didn't know how to get it in the app store. So I was like, shoot, Lord, I'm lost.
Yeah.
I'm cool right here. I done built it now. I built it.
Right.
But I can't get it in the stores. I don't know what else to do.
So you knew your limits.
I knew my limits.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I put it out there in the air, and I said, Lord, you're gonna have to bring somebody. I can't do this. Fred come in 2 days later with his coworker, and just I'm cutting hair and I'm listening to both of them talk. And everybody in here talking, and I said, hey, pause. You know how to build apps? He said, yeah. I said, you know how to get them in the store? He said, yeah. I said, man, I need you. Hey,
boom, right there.
It's right there. So you got to know what your limits are. So when you do set out to do something, if you can't do it, you got to know what your limits are. And there are things, believe it or not, there are things that I can't do. You know,
You ain't perfect, my nigga. Like,
right? I ain't perfect.
yeah,
I know how to do a lot of stuff, but
even
there
our leader went up against the ropes a couple of times.
exactly. You know, so I just I don't set outlandish standards for myself.
Nah, you can't,
You
man.
know,
You got to think about not only in a customer service world. Let's just get personal for a second. Not only in a customer service world, but in a personal world.
mm-hmm.
Because regardless of what anybody else says, we can't do it alone, right?
Yep.
We really can't. There's somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody that knows how to do what you cannot. So your standards can't be so high that you're an asshole, bro,
Yeah.
and that you can't be approachable. You can't have this standard up so far that I can see your brain through your nostrils because your head is so tilted back.
Yeah, yeah.
You have to have a standard. You have to maintain a standard too. That hey, I'm a human just like you, and I need some help. That's when you said those little standards.
Yeah.
That's it. Where you can be human.
Yeah.
Hey, be relatable to the people.
Yeah.
Some people's standards are so high you don't even want to be around them,
Yeah.
and they ain't even have to tell you nothing. They spirit alone is just like that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Now I have to be honest with myself too, because I am a big picture guy. I'm a big picture guy,
Mm-hmm.
but I understand that I have to make the small steps
In order
to get to the big picture. It's like putting together 1,000-piece puzzle.
Oh.
I you know what? I bought this puzzle. I like this puzzle, but it's gonna take me a month to get it together because it's got a bunch of little pieces to it.
Humble beginnings.
Yeah, humble beginnings.
Humble beginnings has taught us all how to set standards for ourselves.
Yeah.
When we was little, I know a lot of us probably didn't have big screen TV, big floor model TVs or
Right.
a big TV, not even color TV.
Yeah.
But as life has went on, and hopefully in life you have been able to upgrade to whatever,
Right. LGs,
smart TVs, whatever.
Yeah.
So at some point now you can say, okay, I've humble beginnings has taught you to go from the hard times to where you are now. So in between those are the steps he was talking about.
Yeah.
So where you were then to where you are now have been gradual steps.
Yeah.
So as you gradually have excelled in life and grew as a person, your standards will change.
How about this? You can't move no faster than the clock on the wall does.
True.
So minute by minute, second by second, hour by hour, day by day. Those are the little. Sometimes we don't even think about it that we're trying to make it to 7 o'clock.
Right.
To the next hour. It's 7 o'clock. I need to make it to 8 o'clock. All those little steps. We just want to wake up tomorrow.
I'm looking on here right now and I see Brian Lewis has tapped in. Brian Lewis is watching. So I'm gonna stop real quick and give some flowers to Mr. Brian Lewis. Brian Lewis was my instructor at Forge Now,
Mm-hmm.
my HVAC instructor, who has groomed me to be the instructor that I am today. And I also want to give a shout out to Mr. Brian Lewis because this very topic
Mm-hmm.
was the topic that he created.
Yeah.
Mr. Brian Lewis sits out every morning in front of that school and gives me game every day, just talking
Mm-hmm.
about life. This man just celebrated over 30 plus years of marriage.
Mm.
And shout out to Brian Lewis because this is a conversation he and I had.
And congratulations, Mr. Lewis. Congratulations.
Just last week we were talking about standards.
Yeah.
And we were just talking about how people's priorities are just so messed up.
Yeah. Yeah.
People's standards are way too high to where they want you to go up there to where it is. Hell,
Yeah.
and they can't even reach
They
it.
can't even reach
Look,
it. Yeah.
man, look, I'm not as big as I am. I ain't good at limbo, but I will take the how low can you go to a certain
To
level.
a certain level.
And I'm
And
like,
I
hey,
can
you can't
only
put
go-
the bar. It's
Yeah.
right here, dog.
I can only go so low.
Yeah, the
can
bar
only
is
go
set.
so low.
The bar is set right here, dog.
Yeah.
I'm
'Cause
not I'm not gonna think
Yeah.
below that,
Right.
and I'm not gonna think above that. Always make sure that you set a standard that's obtainable.
Yeah.
That way you won't have no regrets.
Right.
That way you won't look at yourself as a failure. And then too, you don't have them so high that people can't even relate to you.
Right. Right.
We all need each other at some. This is a big chain in life, man. We all got to link in somewhere. Now, don't have no weak links in your chain.
Right.
No ego waffles. No squares in the circle.
Right.
All of that. Get all of that shit out of the way. But then too, it's like Standards should be enough to where you're respected.
You ever go to a track meet and pay attention to the high jump?
Yeah.
If you pay attention to the high jump, the guys that know they can jump over 7 feet, they don't come in till the height gets to about 6'9", 6'10". But the guys that know they can't do 7 feet and they trying to reach 7 feet, they jumping at 5 feet. You know, cause they know their limit.
Yeah.
You know your limit already. You already know. See, when you can jump 7 feet, when you can jump 7'1" high jump, I know my limit. I'm not gonna waste my time jumping 6 feet.
No,
you not gonna do
even
that.
give yourself some wiggle room.
Right.
If you know you can jump 7 feet, you're not gonna jump to 7 feet.
Right.
You
gonna
clear
do
that mug at about 4 or 5.
4 or 5. Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah. Exactly. So why would you waste your time jumping 5 feet when you know you can jump 7 feet?
The dangers of it all.
Yeah. Why would you talk to a peon when you're a boss?
Right.
Why would you? Life is like that.
Like brothers, sisters.
Yeah.
Stop having all these high standards.
Yeah.
That you want other people to meet. Especially if you call yourself wanting somebody to be with you.
Right. Exactly.
Stop having these all outlandish standards that you're not even qualified.
Yeah. Exactly.
You want all of this, but you don't do half of that.
Right.
I mean, come on, let's start it at a level playing field here.
Yeah. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? If the standard is this, let it be that. We can grow to the other stuff.
Y'all see that dude walking by the screen right there behind?
Diggs
That's
in the field.
DJ Diggs. DJ Diggs.
Right
one
here.
One of the coldest DJs
Hey, y'all need to go ahead
in Dallas.
Hey, is that plug? Can we do that?
Mm-mm.
No. No, he said, mm-mm. All right.
But,
what's up, Diggs?
those that know.
Those that know.
Yeah.
Just said, mm-mm.
but yeah, we love doing this thing. I love doing this thing.
Diggs, what you got on standards, bro?
Kick something on standards right
come
quick.
here.
What standards we talking?
What's it? Standards period. What standards? Obtainable standards. Y'all, this is J Diggs, aka James Donaldson, aka
government,
aka 2Gs. Shit. What's the other ones? We
got so many.
It's so many
Mr.
mine.
Lit, but too old to be saying that shit.
Yeah, right. That was what I was looking for right there.
There it is, Mr. Lit, but too old to be saying that shit. What's your take on obtainable standards?
As pertaining to what? I mean,
life.
Just
Life in
standards.
general.
If you have standards, make sure they're obtainable.
yeah, I mean, stand on what you believe in. No, don't fake. Don't try to stand on somebody else. Trying to do what they doing. Be you.
Yeah, there it is. See.
Period.
See, I ain't the only one that say this. Yeah, feel me now. I'm not the only one that say this. I hang with people that say the same stuff, say the same shit. We say the same shit because we believe the same shit. We walk the same walk. We talk the same talk. Put those kind of people in your circle. That way you don't look stupid when you say shit.
Yeah.
You know, there you go.
No, folks tell you, stay in your place, but you gotta respect and love your place.
Yeah.
You ain't gotta be up here with everybody else or down here. Don't let that determine who you is. You determine who you is. Be you. Be true. Plain and simple.
Yeah. So, I am the barber, and that's the DJ.
That's the DJ.
For sure.
And I'm the artist.